All right, superlatives time. What do you got?
The future is now. That's right. The future is now, and that is specifically to the Tennessee Titans and what we saw from Will Levis yesterday. I mean, come on. You kidding me? First game ever, starting quarterback, playing the Atlanta Falcons, a top 10 defense in football, and you throw 4 touchdown passes, and not like I threw a screen and the guy ran 60 yards. Like, hey, I'm pumping and throwing a 50-yard ball in the air to DeAndre Hopkins. That was offensive pass interference, first off. This has to stop in the NFL. It has to stop. The referees have to start calling offensive pass interference. He bear hugged the guy and headlocked him and then got open. But nonetheless, good throw by Will Levis. Here again, on the money to Hopkins, shallow cross, accurate throw to keep him running after the catch. All right, 14-9. You kind of felt like, ooh, is Atlanta going to come back in this one? They run a little double move, an in-cut and go. Levis lets it go, throws the ball high in those deep routes, lets guys run under it. And then his 4th touchdown, Mike, kind of running to the right, throws it back across the field to Westbrook-Ikhine, which was maybe my favorite one of the day. But hey, they got something here in Will Levis, and let's see where it goes. I would think they're looking at it going, wait, we're not going to the Super Bowl this year. Ryan Tannehill's hurt. No, I think they like Malik Willis, but I think the fact that they played him primarily through the game shows me that they like this guy more. And that's why I say the future is now.
I think they didn't like Malik Willis last year. I think Mike Vrabel didn't like him.
Right.
I think it was a John Robinson special.
Yeah, that's what I say, right.
But
he grew on him.
He grew on him because he busted his ass
Worked
in the
hard,
offseason,
doing the right thing.
showed up,
right,
leaner,
definitely improved
athletic,
his game, right,
and was the number 2 guy. But now that they had that 2-week period, and Levis told me after the game that the practices they had before their bye-week break was a little rough. When he came back, got reps with the ones, started to click, and now they've got Thursday night at Pittsburgh. He told me that Mike Vrabel told them they had until the top of the hour to celebrate yesterday. So the game ends at 3:15 Central Time. And I'm talking to him 5 minutes to 4, and he said, we've got 5 minutes to celebrate, and then it's focus fully on Pittsburgh. They got to go to Pittsburgh, and they may or may not have Kenny Pickett on Thursday night when the Steelers line up against the Titans, but Will Levis, they found something, and now rest of this year should be, let's see what we can do with him.
I think so. That's right. See what he's got, grow him, see if you can go the rest of the year with him playing and him continuing to get better to where you can get to the offseason this year and go, man, we got something. And now we can build the rest of our team around him and fill in some other holes, which they need to do, as we know, in Tennessee. Vrabel's one of the best coaches in football. Big win by them yesterday.
And he doesn't carry that pressure of first-round pick.
Yeah.
They were going to take him,
right.
I think, 10th overall.
Right.
Peter Skoronski was there, so they draft him. And then, lo and behold, Levis makes it all the way out of the round.
Right.
Titans trade up and get him. And after yesterday, so far, so good. All right, this is the You Probably Should Cover Tyreek Hill award. We've seen this twice in a week now where they have 2 guys in position to cover him, but there's no ultimate effort to cover him. We saw him run through bracketed coverage against the Eagles last Sunday night. And then Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Tyreek Hill zips right through there. Tyreek Hill doing Tyreek Hill things. And why do you not have somebody at the line of scrimmage disrupting him every single time, rerouting him, hitting him, just making it a little harder for him to get off the line of scrimmage? Because if you give this guy a free release, he's going to kill you. He's probably going to kill you anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
But at least make it a little harder for him.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I do think teams...
Look at that.
I mean,
he blew right by, and they know what's coming.
I know, but like you said, teams get double coverage. I got him if he goes inside. I got him if he goes outside.
And nobody's got him when he goes right between us.
Straight, right? And that's what we've kind of seen 2 weeks in a row here. Let alone they didn't cover Jalen Waddle on a touchdown late in the football game too. So maybe they should cover somebody there in New England. Miami just too much talent for the Patriots. Patriots still self-inflicted wounds, right? Mac Jones, the game was in the balance still. Bad interception to Jalen Ramsey when they were in field goal range and driving down. That was a big moment. But I've never seen anything like Tyreek Hill in the NFL. I mean, he's special.
And, there was that weird moment last week when Tua Tagovailoa suggested he was going to miss time. We're getting back down the line, and we're like, oh, my gosh, we're not going to have him this weekend. We're not going to have him in Germany when the Chiefs and the Dolphins get together. But he was back and as good as ever, and he's on pace to set the single-season receiving yardage record, and A.J. Brown's on pace to do it too.
It's amazing. It really, they're as I said last week, I know Justin Jefferson's hurt right now. I think I caused a little bit of a ruckus online, but you give me 2 receivers to take right now, right off the top of my head, I'm going with Tyreek Hill, and the second I'm going with A.J. Brown. They're unstoppable. I don't care what the play is, what it is. They can do more than what's asked. They got physical abilities that just other receivers in football don't. Tyreek's is more based in speed. AJ's is more based in strength and power, but they're both phenomenal. All right, my next superlative, some badass cats. You know what they said? They said, put this kitty litter in your pasta and meatballs and eat it, all right?
I picked the Jaguars to win.
Yeah, they didn't believe it, all right? Jackson DeVille, he texted me. He said, hey, that asshole Florio, I think he still thinks the Steelers are going to win. But really, I think you know this. I'm a believer in the Jacksonville Jaguars. I look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and again, I know they're not perfect yet, and I think a lot of that is still because they're a very young football team on both sides of the ball, but I look at them and go, they're complete. I don't know. I don't look at one area.
Caught me in a yawn on camera. Sorry.
Good. Got him.
It's been a long week.
See,
Go ahead.
That's where the Jags wanted to show you. But I look at the Jags and go, where's the weakness of the football team? Other than them maybe being young and stupid every now and then, right? But in that game yesterday it looked like for a while I was going, oh my gosh, they are kicking the crap out of the Steelers, and here we are. It's 9-3, and the Steelers are hanging around. How is that possible? And the Jags still can be a little loose with the ball at times. Trevor had a bad interception when they were down there close inside the 10-yard line and threw it in the end zone, right? Bigsby fumbled another time as they were driving the rookie running back. So they made some mistakes, but I still look at them and go, man, that defense has got talent across the board. Etienne is one of the best running backs in the game. Trevor Lawrence continues to get better and better. And they can do it any way they want. And we're seeing the receivers on a weekly basis have a consistent output of production too. Evan Ingram is one of the best tight ends in football. Etienne, run game, pass game, phenomenal. We saw Calvin Ridley yesterday. They're spreading the ball around. I think the Jaguars are up there with the top teams in football. I have no problem with saying that. I don't look at an area of their team and go, oh, if they play this kind of team, they're going to be outmatched. They have it all. I think it's just still about, stupid mistakes, being a little smarter, and, learning how to play battle-tested football. I forgot they had the other turnover. Evan Ingram, what are they, inside the 12 or 15-yard line? He catches the shovel pass and gets hit and fumbles too. But your Steelers tried to hit it into existence, but they couldn't overcome the talent of the Jags.
But it did feel like another one of those games where the offense is horrible, the defense is great, circumstances happen in a way that the Steelers outscore the opponent. It didn't help that Kenny Pickett got injured and left the game, and Mitch Trubisky had to come in, and there's concern he may miss Thursday night's game against the Tennessee Titans and Will Levis. Jaguars entering their bye week.
Yeah.
When they come out of their bye.
Yeah.
49ers come to town.
Jeez.
What a game.
What a game.
What a game.
So both teams are coming off the bye in Jacksonville. That is a game.
Kind of like a Super Bowl.
Holy cow.
2 weeks to get ready for it.
Hey, I
1 o'clock Eastern kickoff.
I think the Jaguars are Super Bowl caliber. I do. I just going to put that out there right now. Again, we saw last year Christian Kirk catches a post route late in the Chiefs game. It's going to be a nail biter where you're going, oh my gosh, they're going to pull off the upset against the Kansas City Chiefs. They can make a run in the playoffs. There's no team I look at in the AFC where I go, ooh, if they match up with them, that's bad. They have built a great roster, and Doug Peterson's got them believing there.
My next one is the best player no one's talking about award, and that is Saints receiver.
Good for you.
Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
Who kind of had a stat line that reminded me
of Randy
Moss 25 years ago.
Right.
3 catches, 153 yards, 1 touchdown. The big difference is it wasn't 3 touchdowns, just 1. But 3 for 153. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
He caught the long touchdown pass from Derek Carr. There's another long gain from Carr. And then that weird play
where it looked like he got stripped.
Interception. And then they gave him the catch. The ruling on the field was interception. And after further review, they called it a catch. That was a throw from Taysom Hill, I believe, a 44-yarder.
Right.
So this guy just keeps showing up. And
how
he
can
keeps
they
getting
call
it
it
done.
a catch if you haven't gotten done, finished surviving the ground? right? The catch is not complete if nobody's there until you survive the ground. He didn't even survive the ground.
I know.
And the guy took it out of his hands. See, that's where there's a little loophole in that, and they need to fix that language.
You got to keep possession of the ball through the act of going to the ground,
Right.
and if you don't, so here's your point, and I like this.
Yeah.
If the rule is you must maintain possession through the act of going to the ground, but somehow you have surrendered possession because it's simultaneous possession with the defensive back, how have you kept possession?
So now we're just giving it, you have two hands on the ball and the knee is down, and all of a sudden you got possession? So we're going to change the basis of the rule?
I think it's two
I'm onto
conflicting
something
rules.
here.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
What would the end result be? Incompletion?
Well, yeah, or that should have been an interception. Either way, the ball didn't hit the ground.
Right, the ball didn't hit the ground.
Right.
Somebody got that ball.
Somebody got the ball. Right. That was one of the weird plays of the day yesterday. It's a loophole in how the NFL is calling that right now, and they need to figure that out. That should have been an interception. That was a big moment of the game. But to your point, Rashid Shaheed is special. Yeah. I mean, it's every week we watch him go running by defenses on big plays. He's the best receiver on that football team. He's the best weapon they have on that football team. And, you know, that was the first time I looked at the Saints and went, that's what I expected their offense to look like. Running the ball, physical. Derek Carr got out of the dink and dunk crap and took some shots down the football field. And that was the first time all year I went, they kind of potentially looked the way I thought they would look, and maybe they can build something from there.
And they had the cameras on him all day. And he was on
everybody,
his best behavior.
Everybody wanted to.
There was no what are you
that.
doing and facial expressions and gestures and whatnot. All right, do we have time for one more each real quickly? How about, go ahead.
Well,
give me one more.
I'm going to go to, the Seattle, the 4 quarters of chewing gum, okay? It's just Pete Carroll, the Seattle Seahawks. They don't ever give up. They jump out to an early lead in the football game. Defense makes a few turnovers. Geno's on fire. But, I mean, after early second quarter, the Browns absolutely controlled the football game. I mean, the Seahawks couldn't do jack diddly squat. They really couldn't. The Browns were all over everything, even though the Seahawks looked awesome in those uniforms. But they hang around, they hang in there. Their defense makes a ton of stops, and then it becomes this play. 3rd and 3 with a 3-point lead, and the Cleveland Browns try to jam a slant over the middle, which was going to be dicey if it doesn't get tipped in the air. Interception, short field for the Seahawks. Seahawks didn't do anything since the end of the first quarter, and they're in the biggest moment, 5-play, 57-yard drive by Geno Smith. Seahawks 5-2, and it's never perfect by the Seahawks. They continue to get better, but I think this is what I like about the Seahawks, and I think you feel the same way as I do. They're not a perfect machine, but they play hard. Their coach is a psycho. They replicate that, and they got playmakers on both sides of the ball. So even though sometimes I go, I wish their offense had a little more creativity. I wish their defense was a hair more sound. You break it down, you go, Ben, the guys they got on offense can change games. And then they got some guys on defense, whether that's Witherspoon, Tyreek Woolen, Jordan
Reek.
Brooks.
It's Reek now.
Reek?
It's Reek.
Reek. Okay, sorry about that. Reek Woolen. You talk about that. They got guys, again, like we talk about, that can go above and beyond what the play is asked, and that's where they're dangerous.
They're 5-1 since losing week 1 somehow to the Rams.
Yeah.
So they're in first place in the NFC
crazy,
West.
right?
And remember, starting Thanksgiving night on NBC and Peacock,
Gauntlet.
49ers, Cowboys, 49ers, Eagles. That's the Seahawks, 4 games. We'll learn a lot about them then. All right, last one for me, simmer down David Tepper. You finally got your win with Bryce Young. You got your win with the guy that you took over C.J. Stroud, and we know it was you. We know it was you. You can I'm not going to say anything.
We know it was you.
We know it was you, David, and that's okay.
You broke my heart.
You can do, Fredo, you can do whatever you want with your football team, but we know that you wanted Bryce Young, and
Big
for
throw
one
right
day,
there.
it finally worked. Adam Thielen with a big game, Eddie Pinheiro with the game-winning field goal, and the Panthers get their first win of the season. It's great. The piggyback
Riding the
ride
bull.
celebration.
Yeehaw!
Congratulations, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And bad loss for the Texans, who were very much in the thick of things,
Right.
and now they're going to have some work to do anyway, but that's a game they should have won.
Yeah, well, it felt like it, but we know the NFL, Carolina off a bye week, desperation. I think the Bryce Young, we want to make sure we look like we made the right pick there. All of that, I think helped out Carolina. Houston, a young team, still learning how to kind of handle success. Carolina's defense is real. So they're a pain in the butt, and you saw that yesterday. Houston couldn't really get anything going in the run game or the pass game throughout. Carolina's offense wasn't anything special, but Bryce Young, he definitely outdueled C.J. Stroud yesterday. He made some of the more eye-popping plays and throws. It wasn't pretty, but the last drive of the game was really, a 6-minute, 20-second drive, 15 plays, 86 yards to close out the game when you were down by a point. That was clutch right there, and Bryce Young made a few clutch plays down the stretch to solidify the win.
Making the most of their bye week and the shift to Thomas Brown as the play caller. Frank Reich giving that up, and it's worked. So far, so good, and it's something they can use to try to build on. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.